Good morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast. My name is Todd Derby, along with my co-host, James Mason, where our goal is to bring you insights and ideas every day into your daily trading activities. James, how are you doing today?
Aggravated.
You want to lay down on my couch and talk about it?
You know what? Yes, I will take this moment to complain about it.
Let's do it.
But actually, let's talk about yesterday. Yesterday was the shit show. Straight up.
Nope, not true. Not true. No, there was no show at all. No show at all.
Todd and I we did an entire show. We were reading y'all's comments. For some reason, I don't know. YouTube was just giving issues with streaming yesterday. The show was live, and we were only talking to ourselves, apparently.
Well, there was one point I said, no one has offered a single ticker about anything.
No, I even said the show sucked, the comment sucks. Like, we're done. I mean,
someone was trying to shut us down.
Apparently. All right. No. So we saw that predictive oncology finally spoke on social media yesterday.
Yay! Which is a good thing. Which I don't care what anyone says. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. It says that we have not ran away with y'all's money. Just kidding. Someone's gonna get stressed out now over that. Guys, just remember, I have a dark sense of humor. What you might not find funny, I might find hilarious. But anyways, so they finally started to make social media posts yesterday on Twitter. The tweets in itself are not significant, but it does show that they're back to social media, which is a good thing. I was hoping for some news after hours or pre-market this morning, but obviously didn't get it thus far, and that's what has me aggravated. I'm ready for some daggone news. So sick and tired of waiting. We've been patient long enough. With that being said,
we're one day closer to getting news.
Thank you. Thank you for being optimistic about that. I was going to take the other side of that coin, but I'll just yeah. Anyways, let's just talk about the market in general. All right. Let me get on the daily charts. Okay. So I literally pushed out the tweet yesterday that said, in all caps, this is the bearish setup. And then surprise, surprise, have a pretty decent green candle forming on the daily chart so far on the SPX 500.
Can't see your chart.
There we go. Appreciate that. So, pushed that tweet out yesterday to the TTBB members, and I did say something about a slightly green bullish day, but this is not slightly green. We need this thing to pull back. We need to see how this finishes out. But if this thing would pull back and get back below that middle Bollinger Band line, then tomorrow, Friday, I do expect a very strong bearish day. So today's going to be a critical moment, in my opinion, for market direction. I actually do have a alert set right there at 44.20. And if it breaks above that and holds, I'll just have to reassess my strategy for the overall market direction. All right, let's talk about, Todd, what's the hot ticker of the day?
GRVI, Grove Inc. They've signed a deal with Amazon. Be an aggregation, part of their Amazon aggregation division. And they're getting a pretty good bump this morning. They're up 58%.
All right, so pretty much nothing for short interest, at least to this point. That's odd. I can't find the share structure on this one. 1 second. All right, so I had to go over to marketwatch.com, and it says shares outstanding 15.71 million shares of the float, 6.9. So I like the share structure, but this thing is already started to move. And what we're going to look for here is, okay, so pre-market, here we are currently at 788, currently up 56%. So significant gap up. What I would, for a long position on this one, I would be very reluctant. What I think will possibly happen is, we'll start right here on the 5-minute chart, is coming into the bell, we'll probably kind of consolidate and then have, I say potentially, a little spike, little run, whatever it may be. And then it pulls back. So looking at now the daily chart, so we can see that major gap up right here. We have strong resistance. Top of this chart at 936. We also have resistance right here at 787. So we're pressing up against it at this moment. Let me take that VWAP off. So the reason why I drew that line right there is that's where that candlestick closed at that point. We have a little support right here at 740. And then another one at 693. So go back over to the 5-minute chart. Again, coming into the live market, I kind of expect this thing to go down just slightly, do a little dip, and then have a little bounce. We might, I think it'd be a stretch, but we might test this 636, but that would be just dependent on FOMO in the market in general. But I do expect it to get rejected somewhere around the top up here, and then eventually pull back. It's kind of hard to say where it's going to settle at because we just don't know. But today, at the breakdown point, I would say that, just speculating right now, that we probably come back down to about 740, maybe this lower support at 693, and settle right there. So if you're day trading, this thing will definitely provide volatility that you need in both directions. But if you're trying to swing this and you're trying to go long, thank you, I would be very reluctant to try to swing this long with that much of a gap up. So that's just what I see. Day trading wise, I think it would be a great play in both directions. Obviously, you have to determine your entries and exits on that, but yeah, swing trading, I would give this one a no-go. So let me run through the comments really quickly. So good morning, everyone. All right. Curtis, yes, let's take a look at AFRM. All right, so shares short, 9.3 million shares short percent of the float, just right at 9.6%. Days to cover 1.3, 147.6 million shares outstanding. And let's see if they get any news. Last news I see is partnership. Hold on. Okay, apparently a partnership with Target. All right. So for ticker AFRM, let's break this bad boy down. So we were breaking above these highs at this point. Got strong support there. So what I would look out for, just looking at this daily chart, what I'm focusing on is this RSI and this MACD. So we'll start with the RSI first. It is currently setting up for a RSI divergence, meaning while the price is going up, the RSI is cooling off. Now, we can see how it got above 70 right here, hit a high of like 80 for the RSI. The price is very low. And as the price kept going up, the RSI is going down. So we're coming to the range. I'm not sure exactly where. I mean, we might go a little bit higher than this 150.32. I mean, obviously, I know we're a little bit higher than that pre-market, but I'm just looking at the daily chart. We might go a little bit higher and consolidate. But what I'll be looking for here is when we start to have another grouping like this, where we're getting like 3 candles that are kind of like hanging out, like topping out in that range. Once we start getting that a little bit more right here, that's when I'll start to look for that rollover. Now, let's talk about this MACD and how we can see that. So we see this first big wave, and we're going to look at this blue line right here. We see this first big wave, and it pulls back just slightly because of the candlesticks right here. And then it's making that secondary wave. The secondary wave is usually the one that creates the highest PPS value, which we can see that on the chart. But what I'll look for here is that blue line on the daily chart to start curling over, kind of really just like this. We just need to start curling over, and that's when I would look to buy puts in this thing. So as that would start curling over, it's obviously going to get back below 150.32. And that range will actually probably be more around 141 before we start to have that confirmation that it is going to roll over. So the setup, in my opinion, the setup with how I trade is not here yet. This will be one to watch. Now, if you're long on this, move a stop loss up. You absolutely need a stop loss in this thing. This thing is peaked out. Now, that's not saying that this thing just can't keep running. Anything can make this thing run. I mean, the market could just make it run in general. They could have catalysts. I mean, you guys are not dumb. So that rollover, whenever it happens, and it will happen, that rollover is what we need to look out for. And again, maybe this does go higher, and maybe we get that rollover a lot higher. This will be a good one to bring up over, I say, let's look at this one Monday again and just reanalyze it. But right now, I don't have a setup to take puts in it, but I would speculate that if this would stay in this range and roll over, the break below 141.35 would be where I would make an entry at this point. Again, we need to see the setup happen first, and that is ticker AFRM.
All right, we're about 10 minutes to the start of the market.
All right.
While you're talking there, Grove that we were talking about a little earlier did like a 30-40 cent run north, so it's having a little pop right before market starts.
The bears are going to be all over that one.
Yeah, I think it's going to get a little higher for them to jump in heavy.
T-Mac Wolfpack. I like that name. That's pretty cool. Let's talk about So T-Mac has a request for BBIG. I actually do. I do like BBIG in general, just as like a good stock to trade in either direction. But I've been looking at this one obviously long for a while, and also like SDC. The bears are just, man, they're ruthless. Like not the retail trader bears. I mean, which they're pretty ruthless, but the institutions, they just have so much money, man, and they just beat it down. But here we are, ticker BBIG. Let's see. So I'm obviously not in this one since I'm all in on predictive oncology, but what I can see just from looking at the chart, because I already have a trend line right there, a yellow line for support, resistance, whatever. I need to see it break above that 823. And I'm coming up with that number based off of that middle Bollinger Band line. We can see where it peaked out at. So the next time we break above that range, we should have a nice little pop. And I don't believe that we'll break the highs right here, but we'll probably test the range probably about the mid 9s. And the reason why I'm saying that is usually when we have these strong runs on the daily chart and it will pull back, that secondary run like this is just not as high. Really, this is the same pattern as a pump and dump. That's how you play these. So if you were fortunate enough to catch that first run up and then it pulls back and then, obviously make a good entry at the bottom, that secondary run, that's just one of those things to where a lot of people get smoked because they always think that it's going to, post up the same numbers or maybe go higher. And that's just not always true. That downward trend is still strong. These are all bag holders. This range right here from $11 down to, let's see, at this point, down to $7, all bag holders. There's a lot of people here. They're wanting to get out. So you're going to have a ton of resistance in this range, but I do believe that we could test upwards to about 940, but much higher than that, I don't know, guys. I think this short squeeze is over in BBIG. So that is just what I see for that one. Let's see what else we got.
We're under 7 minutes to the start of the market. So maybe one more quick one.
Yeah, let's see. Let's take a quick look at ADMA. Just right at 11.6 million shares being short. 10.6% of the float is short, 3.7 days to cover. Shares outstanding, 128.2 million shares. Looking at the top of the news. So on September the 8th, they received FDA approval for something. I can't see the rest of the headline, but they got a decent amount of Form 4s that'd be worth looking into. See what they got going on. Yeah, okay, so strong, steady downtrend. What I don't like about this downtrend is how it's literally still pointing in a downward angle. We need to see this thing go sideways for a little bit, but before it goes sideways, we do need some pops here. when the stock starts making those little bullish pops, that's what breaks it out of its little downward trend and make it go sideways. So what I would look for here is, see, it's at 114 right now. I would look for that break above. Just down a little bit. I look for that break above 130, and I don't know if they're going to have like a catalyst that comes out, makes this go higher or not, but I just have to go off what the charts are showing at this point. And I'm going to go off the top of this middle Bollinger Band line right here. All right, so if we do get the break above 130, our next resistance will be at 142, and then above that, 158. We will probably experience a strong rejection right off that 200 EMA line. That's usually what tends to happen if something is still in a downward trend like this. So we'll need to go sideways, need that 200 EMA line, get a little closer before we can actually have that strong breakout. So this one, I mean, we could penny pinch this and get a few cents out of this. I personally don't think it's a great play at the moment, unless if they have a catalyst on the horizon here. So just be careful with this one. So, Johnny, thank you for the tip. Let's see. All right, so we are running out of time, but we will go ahead and end it on that one right there. And Todd, you have anything else?
No, just middle of October. So, as always, be safe, be smart with your trades. Take care of your capital. Scale in, scale out, move your stop losses up.
All right, guys, we appreciate y'all tuning in, and hopefully Todd and I won't have to do no shows by ourselves anymore. So, all right, guys.
See you next time.
Yeah, take care. We will catch y'all later.